Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in to another episode of The Artist's Journey. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with the amazing S-Netchem. You look so pretty. I like your butterflies and your hair, sparklies. It looks really nice. So the way we like to start off each episode is like we like to read the yogi teas. So what does your message say?
I like this. Feels applicable. Never regret your mistakes. Admire the courage it took to attempt the unknown.
Wow.
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on that?
Never regret your mistakes. Admire the courage it took to attempt the unknown. It feels very timely.
I agree.
Yeah.
As an artist, like, how would you like?
Yeah. I think that not to jump right into the name of your show, but the artist's journey is about like just making mistakes and throwing things on the wall and seeing what sticks. And that takes a lot of courage. Like it is, yeah, it takes courage, it takes energy. And it's definitely something that resonates with me of like, things are not always going to go the way you want them to. Whether that is a situation or something else that you have tried to do, a move that you tried to make, a relationship you tried to foster. Sometimes it doesn't always work, but it takes courage, and that is admirable.
Yeah, courage, absolutely. Courage is the antidote for fear. So I always think of the Wizard of Oz. Dorothy, and the lion. He was afraid. He had defeated courage because everyone's afraid, but then you have the guy behind the. It's never as scary as it actually is. You have to just go forth the journey.
Yeah.
So. Bringing it back to you, how old were you when you started seeing yourself as an artist? Like, start like recognizing yourself as this is who I am.
The first time that I went on a stage was probably 7 or 8, and it was for a school talent show. Singing a song from the Lion King soundtrack. And I don't think at that point I had catalyzed and conceptualized like I am an artist.
Yeah.
That was definitely my first like foyer into the arts. And then I think really when it clicked in my mind of being an artist, probably when I was in college. I went to 2 different schools, and the first school that I went to, I didn't really know who I was and what I wanted to do. I went with a writing track at first, which is still a part of my artistry, but not what I focus on mainly. And at that point in time, I didn't realize that until it was the end of my time at that school. And I realized, I can take music classes. I can take theater classes. I can, like, this is where I am. This is what feels like home. I joined a musical theater, like, club, performance collective. And then it really started sinking in of like, this is who I am. I am an artist.
That's beautiful. Yeah. It's a gift when you come to that realization, because it's something. It's like a power you have, because you can have it. It's a gift. Like you can keep it for the rest of your life. So where are you from? Where did you grow up?
I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, West Philly specifically.
West Side?
Yeah. Yeah. You can only imagine.
We met in West Philadelphia.
Really?
Yep.
That's wonderful. As a fellow Philadelphian, I'm sure that you can imagine how many times in life I've heard The opening to the Fresh Prince.
West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Yep. It never fails. But yeah, that's where I'm from. Parkside Avenue,
Okay.
right smack in between, right across from the Bill Gates School of the Future, up the street from the Mann Music Center. Further in the park is the Please Touch Museum. Further
Cool.
down is the Philadelphia Zoo. Like,
Cool. You grew up in that area?
I grew up right on 40th and Parkside.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's cool. That's a cool place to grow up, to live.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I like West Philadelphia is my favorite part of Philly.
It was, I think, it was definitely played a role in my love of art and of music as well, because with the Man being right up the street, and then the Dell is not that far either from that area, but especially with the Man, like, when the concerts would come, it would be like, okay, we right up the street a few blocks and like we can hear the concert.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a great spot for an artist to be born in. Yeah. So Philadelphia, a lot of people sleep on Philly, but
listen, we have our own, the sound of Philadelphia.
the feeling of it. Yeah, it's like, yeah. So the next question I have is, well, first of all, you're an actress, right? And you are a singer. And you first started as you say you first hit the stage when you're very young, for The Lion King. So do you have any have you currently worked any musicals? Because your voice is very like theatrical and like Disney princess, like like you have a powerful you have a powerful voice for the state, for theater. So have you done any of that? Can you tell us about that?
Most definitely. I would love to be able to say that I was in The Lion King. It was truly just a school talent show. I sang The Circle of Life and sounded like probably a very pitchy 7-8-year-old. But I had a blast. I had the time of my life. And that's what started it.
That's what matters.
Yeah, that's what matters. Yeah. But in terms of things that I've done recently, I would say most recently was last December. I was in down here in Atlanta, Georgia. I worked with Arish Theater Company, which is really cool group of folks. They work in partnership with the government of Ireland to bring Celtic theater into the United States. Yeah, really interesting. And so there's a specific form of theater that's very popular across the pond called panto, which kind of like there are certain tropes that are like particular to this style of theater, and it's very audience interactive. People are encouraged to react to the show, and there's always musical numbers. So I played 2 made-up characters. The show was Aladdin, and I played Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, which are not in Aladdin, but they were like a guard character. So
a guard character?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a guard, not a guardian, but like guard, like a guard.
Police officer.
Oh, police officer. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. You got to you sang as in theater.
So I did a lot of the like ensemble singing and like background vocals for that show in particular. There was one really fun moment where I got to like just let loose with a belt, and that was so much fun. But since then, I am putting together and working with 2 other local artists to put together a cabaret that focuses around our personal stories, our personal love stories.
Cool. I like that.
So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. And lastly, I think I was able to work some composition and then also some vocal performance for a piece called How Difficult, How Wonderful, which got workshopped at the Public Theater in New York this past June.
That's exciting.
June or July. I've forgotten already.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's very cool. I'm glad that you're like working. Like
yeah, me too.
Yes.
It's slowly but surely. Yeah.
You performed at DragCon, right? DragCon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that?
That was incredible. I have been to a lot of conventions over the years. DragonCon is definitely the most robust. It's a massive undertaking. And it was just wonderful and surreal to be on a stage at like the largest convention in the state and have like a room packed full of people just like sitting and listening to us tell a story. That was crazy. That was wonderful.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. I saw some of your footage of it, so I was like, that looks like really exciting.
Yeah.
So what advice, so you're constantly working on projects and you're constantly putting yourself out there. There are a group of people who are extremely talented and they have the ability, or what is the word, the potential. Yes, they have the potential to be great, but they're not putting themselves out there, and they're feel shy to express themselves in front of people. So because it's a vulnerable thing, you know. And so what advice do you have for people who are maybe feel shy?
Go at your own pace, but also don't be afraid to be uncomfortable a little bit. What did this say? Admire the courage it took to attempt the unknown. So like going back to the yogi message, my advice would be, don't try to keep up with whatever you are seeing on social media or on a show or what have you. It's good to, you know, see what's happening in the industry if that's what your goal is to be in the industry. But also, you know, everybody goes at their own pace. And your mental health and your physical health is more important than anything.
Absolutely.
So yeah, just bear that in mind. And do what feels good, do what feels right. But also, if you can deal with a little bit of discomfort, try it out. Because sometimes it leads to something really wonderful.
Yeah, I like that you brought up discomfort, because I'm thinking of like going to the gym or fasting or anything, like, you know, doing something different is gonna, you're exercising a muscle, and you have, the more you do it, the stronger that will be, you know. So yes, absolutely. And then focusing on your goals, like having a goal in mind and then just taking incremental steps towards that goal and believing in yourself. I think that's, yeah.
It's easier said than done.
Absolutely.
But it's good as much as you can do it.
Yes. So, but you can do it.
Yeah.
Outside of acting and singing, do you have any other ways that you feed your inner artist? Do you do like and when I say inner artist, like your, you know, that inner desire to express yourself, or maybe you may not feel like to express yourself. You may feel like, how do you like feed your spirit, I guess, feed your soul to like, you know, feel alive again. Do you have any ways of doing that? Any creative ways or self rituals or habits that you have?
Yeah. I think that's a good question. It's kind of a mix of things related to art and things not related to art. The things not related to art, like a cup of tea, 10 out of 10. Yeah, definitely. I have slowly been building a collection of the actual like little tea, I don't know what the word is, but the things that you put the tea in, the little claspy things.
Wait, the claspy things. You're not talking about...
Is it a diffuser, infuser?
Are you talking about the French... You're not talking about the French press.
Not a French press, but it's just like a little ball that you stick in your tea.
Okay, I know what you're talking... I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking
Yeah. I've been getting more of those because I like mixing and matching my loose teas.
Oh, that's nice.
And yeah.
I call it the ball, I call it the metal ball.
Yeah. That's really what it is.
Filter, okay.
Well, but yeah, the process, the meditative almost process of heating water and picking the teas that I feel like I want right now, and also cooking. Cooking really is like it feeds me literally, physically.
Yes.
But then it also is like, man, I really want to take like a month-long vacation to Japan right now, but I can't. So I
Yeah.
guess I'm gonna make a really good ramen with this noodle packet in my fridge right now.
Okay, yeah.
And that's it has its own creativity to it that like helps center me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just that, like, doing those types of activities feed your inner artist. It really does. Just like especially doing something over and over, or something like gathering the loose leaves and then like blending the teas.
Yeah.
That definitely feeds your inner artist. Planting,
Yeah.
gardening. Most people don't like this chore, but like actually washing the dishes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like, cause like you can just like doing
Yeah.
that, like the ritual of pouring, like filling up the water and just doing that, like, you know. So there's like little things that we can do as artists. That's not necessarily like, you know, being a painting, which is
Yeah.
also meditative, and
Yeah.
also you can do that as well. But like, I feel like I have conversations with some people who feel like, oh, I'm not an artist, so I can't do that. But we all have an inner creator and an inner desire. So just like doing things like, you know, blending teas or making your coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's why I've stayed in working in coffee shops for so long. It's because it's like, yeah, there's a creative process to it all, and there's an art to it that is calming and soothing most of the time.
Yeah, the making of the coffee, not doing with the customers.
Yeah, you know, sometimes that's not just as calming as it could be, but the making of it, yeah.
Yes. So who are your biggest influences?
I would say Jill Scott.
Another Philly native?
Another Philly native, like, yeah. Jill Scott for real. Janelle Monáe. Idina Menzel. My mom. Yeah, just a lot of like powerhouse vocalists, singers. Idina Menzel was not the first Elphaba I saw. I've never seen her as Elphaba. That would be amazing. But it was Carrie Ellis, I believe, was my first Elphaba.
Carrie Ellis. Do I know Carrie Ellis?
She
maybe not.
She was in Wicked for
Oh, she was in Wicked.
Yeah, she played Elphaba on Broadway.
Okay.
Probably in like the early 2000s, like 2005 to 2010, somewhere in that world.
Okay.
And that was the first Broadway show that I ever saw. So that was a huge influence of being like, oh, somebody's paying these people on this stage to like look wonderful and magical.
Yeah.
Cool. I think I need to do that. So yeah, but Idina Menzel is like the most notable Elphaba, so she's all in my brain when it comes to singing and acting. And Jill Scott is home, is Philly, is R&B, is soul, is a little jazz in there, is a little rock and roll in there, and her later stuff, poetry, yes. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
yep.
Most definitely.
Shout out to mom. You know, you wouldn't be here without her, you know.
Shout out Natrisa, Takesha, Phyllis, Dockery, Miss Black America, Pennsylvania. That's not the proper title. That's how she always said it.
And she was a beauty pageant?
She was a lady. She was Miss Black Pennsylvania. I should know the year.
It's okay.
But yeah, she was Miss Black Pennsylvania somewhere in the 60s or the 70s. And she was a showroom model. She went to Italy. She had her own radio show. She had her own cable TV show. She was a lady.
She was a bad mama jamma, as
our wonderful illustrious mentor would say. Yes.
Yes. So, what's your nationality? Where are you from? Like, what's your background?
Yeah. My mom's Black, African American. My dad's Puerto Rican. I grew up mostly with my mom, so it was definitely heavy on the like African American cultural influence. And then most of my dad's family is New York, Puerto Rican in Brooklyn.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful. And then, because your name, your mom, so your parents, your name, okay. I don't want to give your whole government out there.
No, you're fine. It's fine.
Because I like your name, S-Netchem, and then your middle name is Hetep. So is that Egyptian? Or
Yes.
is that, okay.
Yes. The name itself is ancient Egyptian. I don't have any ethnic or national ties to Egypt. But the spiritual tradition that I was raised in has its own process of like divining a name for a child when they're born. So I was baby girl Castro Dockery for like 6 weeks because they were going through the process of divining a name for me.
So you were born and you didn't have a first name yet.
There's a whole process.
So what's your religious background like too?
Yeah. Me personally, I'm much more, I'm still figuring it out. But what I was raised in is called the Aseraset Society. They practice like ancient Kemetic spiritual traditions, ancient Egyptian spiritual traditions, tree of life, teachings and practices. And so it takes time for like the family and the trusted spiritual advisors when a baby is born to match up the reading, because they're diviners. So to match up the reading done on the baby's birth and their like destiny, what they're here for. And until a name is found that matches that reading exactly, the baby doesn't have a name.
That's so cool.
It's a wild process. So it took them 6 weeks. And I think it was one of my godmoms or aunties who was like, heard the name S-Netchem Hetep in a dream or something. And that was it.
I love it. I never heard a story like that before with
It's unique, definitely. Yeah.
That's cool. So I'm going to leave you with this question. And that is, what are you most proud of this year? Or in general?
Yeah. I would say artistically, I am most proud of the opportunity that I was able to make the most of back in June or July. The Lin-Manuel Miranda Family Fellowship is something that I am an alumni of now. So every year they do a yearly summit where they bring all of their active fellows up to New York. And then if you are cast in one of the workshops that they're doing, that of the pieces that they're workshopping, even if you're not an active fellow, they'll still bring you up because you're a collaborator. So I did all the things. I checked all my emails. I made sure that I answered things in time. And I was able to go this year. And this year we were at the Public Theater up in New York, which is like birthplace of Hamilton and Suffs, and like a lot of really cool musical theater goes through those doors. And it was just a really wonderful and awe-inspiring moment to be in that space that has launched the careers and the lives of so many artists. And to get to say that, like, yes, there is some, there's definitely support from the fellowship and from the Miranda family. But also it takes work on us to make the most of the opportunities that they present to us.
Absolutely. And kudos to you for taking advantage of the opportunities and leaping forward into your authenticity, yes, and who you are. So on that note, if you're watching this, dive into your creativity. Do not be afraid to set along your journey. And thank you again for watching, and thank you for being our guest. And until next time, friends, bye-bye.